Good evening, all. First of all, the housekeeping. I'm smoking my Falcon, and in it, I've got Peter Stokerby's English mixture. This evening, this is a VR to pipe smoking board gamer for his gore. He asked us to think of 3 things: that we were marooned for life and wanted to know what tobacco or other vice we'd take with us, what film, and what board game. Seem to have packed this a bit tight. It's quite a difficult question, really, because if you think of something lasting you for a lifetime, I mean, the tobacco's quite easy because there's so many blends that I like. I think I'd take something like Consummate Gentleman or one of the other sort of Balkan blends. Maybe even Tim's Oriental Dreams. I could be quite happy smoking that, because on the island I'm sure I'd be able to find things like some fruit or other things that I might want to put a taster in with, so I could actually make tobaccos that were not just a single blend but could also have aromatics. I don't know whether I'm getting regular deliveries or whether there's a way of keeping the tobacco fresh. I hope there's a way of keeping the tobacco fresh. The film's much more difficult. I was watching Tim and he would take one of the Christmas films, and I'm tempted to take sort of Christmas Carol. It's a film that I can watch again and again and always get something out of it. But there are so many versions, it would be difficult to know what version to take. On the run up to Christmas, Carolyn and myself tend to watch all of them. We've got several, or nearly all the versions. So we have to start now. In fact, we started yesterday with the first one, and we'll continue until Christmas. But I don't know whether that would keep me going for a year. I think the film that I would take is Into Greater Silence. It's a film filmed in a Cistercian monastery, so it is all in silence, and it follows a year in the life of the community. The reason I'd take that is because it would give me something to watch, and it would help me to spend time thinking and meditating, spend time sort of getting my head together, because if you're marooned for a lifetime, you're going to need to keep sane in some way. So that would be the film. The game's a real problem. You know, what game can you take that you can play by yourself? What board game can you take? I was tempted to ask whether I could have a computer game or something like that. If I could have had that, then I'd have had the original version of one of the Space Pro ones that I used to have on the Atari ST, which was a trading game using the whole of the universe that you were able to go to. But I think what I would take is a game called Go. It's the Japanese game where you have white and black beads that you put on a board and try and gain as much ground as you can by surrounding other beads. It would be difficult, I think, to play by yourself, but it is possible. And try and really learn how to become a Go master, so that you can look at a board when there's only one bead on, or one bead each, or a couple of beads, and know where you're going to go for the rest of the game. But it's quite an interesting thing to think about being marooned for a year. I'm going to put the Pipe Smoking Board Gamer's name down at the bottom in the bucket so that you can go and visit. He's a great guy and well worth a sub if you haven't subbed to him. Tim also asked whether he could take some Talisker and some cigars, which I thought was a cheat. So I'll ask to take a still so that I can make my own moonshine. But that's about it, really. The film Into Greater Silence, the board game Go, and the tobacco, one of the Balkan blends, possibly Consummate Gentleman, I think. And, you know, the Pipe Smoking Board Gamer, I hope you soon increase your numbers and that you continue to put out such good videos, and that you enjoy the responses you get to your VRs. I'm going to end there, but I'll end with a joke. A man has a heart attack and he's brought to the emergency room, and the doctors tell him he's got to have a heart replacement, that his heart's failing so much. And they happen to have two hearts in. One's from a lawyer and one's from a social worker. And they said, he can choose which one he'd want. So he immediately chooses the lawyer and says, I want the lawyer's heart. I want the lawyer's heart. And they said, that was quick. How do you get that? And he said, well, social workers seem to have to work all the time that they've got. And it's a job where they're really bleeding hearts and, it's a very emotional job. So that heart wouldn't be all right. Lawyers probably never used his, so I'll take his.